Bienvenidos a Tiempo Fuera. Estamos hoy con Mitchell McCarron. Mitchell, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. You're our first non-Spanish guest on the show, and obviously the Australian national captain of basketball. So that's like awesome to have you. It was more complicated to have you that other guest. We had to talk to the Adelaide 36ers, and they replied today, and we're recording today. And if it sounds good, I'll start asking some questions.
Absolutely, go ahead.
The first one is, yesterday you had a great game against Jordania. I don't know how to pronounce that country in English very well, but congratulations on that, first of all.
Thank you.
And how do you see Australia going into that Asia Cup? Do you think you have good chances to win it all, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think we won the tournament back in 2017, and so we're technically the reigning champions, and we take that as a big challenge to now defend that title, and we want to win the gold again. So it is a challenge for us. It's a very different team. I think I'm the only player from the last tournament that's at this one. So it's a very new team. We've got a few young guys that are playing almost for the first time for their country. So it'll be a challenge for us, and there's lots of good teams here, but I think we have the talent to win it if we play the right way.
Perfect. And talking about the World Cup, do you think Australia has the ambition or the team that's required to winning it all? I know there's some teams like obviously USA, like Spain, that are always good, and Argentina. That's where my partner of this podcast is from. They always have like good teams, Australia too, but do you think you have chances to also winning it or making a push?
Yeah, I think Australia has the talent to win. I think we saw last time, basketball at that level is sometimes just a matter of one basket or one stop can change the entire game. And I think the last few World Cups or Olympics, Australia has lost the semi-final by 2 points, 1 point, 3 points. It's one shot. And I think it's a credit to obviously the strength of world basketball that, there's so many good teams, but I think Australia is right there, and I think we're getting better. We've got lots of talent that's coming up through the young ranks now, and hopefully we just continue to get better, even though we've got some legends that are getting a little bit older now.
Yes, in the Olympics you finished third, if I remember right. And talking about Adeline, how would you describe this past year that you were with them?
With the 36ers, we had a bit of a rough year, I think. We definitely expected to do a little better. Everyone wants to win, obviously, but I thought we had enough talent to win more games, and we just didn't have a consistent style of play. We didn't defend consistently enough. And then, of course, that leads to not many easy points on the offensive end. So now you're trying to make tough shots over 40 minutes. It's a lot harder rather than getting ourselves going off the defense. So I think everybody felt the same way at the end of the year, and hopefully next year will be a stronger one for us.
Perfect. And talking about more about yourself, do you have like a player that you idolize, or you see a lot of their footage to take some moves?
There's lots of different people that I watch. I think it's gradually, as I see new people or watch more players on the international stage, I try to pick up little tips and tricks here and there. When I was growing up, or when I was a teenager, I really used to like Andre Miller. He played for the Nuggets, and I was a Nuggets fan, and I just loved the way that he changed his speed. Even as he got older, you know, he was a little bit slower, but he was very crafty, and he was very sneaky, and he had all these different moves, and he could post you up. And I think from the European standpoint, I liked watching the Spanish guards, so guys like Ricky Rubio, and just how they saw the floor, Sergio Rodriguez, and guys like this who could see the floor, Juan Carlos Navarro, just super intelligent, super smart, and they just played the game a different way. I really enjoyed watching them.
Yes, Spain, it's a team that plays a very intelligent basketball. Ricky Rubio, obviously, last year had an incredible season if he wasn't injured, but Spain always has that team that can fight for a title.
Yep.
Well, I was going to ask you what's your favorite NBA team, but I think you already answered it, the Denver Nuggets. Is there a reason why you root for them?
I moved to Denver for university in 2011, and naturally, I didn't really have a team. When I was a kid, I used to follow the Lakers, but then I kind of stopped following them. So I moved to Denver, started supporting the Nuggets, and I've been a fan since.
And do you like Nikola Jokic? I can imagine.
I do. He's super fun to watch. Same thing. He's just like, he's a bit unorthodox and he's a little bit awkward sometimes, but he uses that to his advantage. And yeah, he's super fun to watch, and I'm glad he got the MVP.
Yes. Well, we also follow the Denver Nuggets. Personally, I'm more of a Miami Heat fan, but
okay.
We liked seeing Facu Campazzo last year in the Denver Nuggets. We like his style of playing, Argentina representing.
Yep.
And well, you mentioned that you were in Denver on your university year, and you play in the NCAA. But how was that experience, not only being in like the best university level competition, but also leading your team, because you were basically the best player on that team?
Yeah, it was an interesting thing going in because it was Division II and not Division I. But from everyone that I'd spoken to, the university, the team was really strong, the program and the development. So when players went in, they came out 4 years later much better players. And to me, that was more important than trying to go to the highest ranked school that I could. I didn't have a lot of offers in Division I, but of the few offers that I did have, I thought Metro State would be better for me because it might help me as a player and a person. And it did. So it was amazing. My first year there, I had to sit out due to some eligibility rules coming from Australia, which really hurt because I just want to play. I mean, you know, yes. when you're a basketball guy, you just want to play.
It's what every basketball player wants, to play.
Exactly. So while I enjoyed the school over there, it's not really why I went there. So sitting out sucked. But then my next 3 years were just so fun. We trained really, really hard. I got better. I played against a lot of great guys. Brandon Jefferson was National Player of the Year my third year. And I got to play against him and with him every day. And then we had other guys, Nick Kay, who is currently playing for our national team and playing in Japan, who's an absolute stud. And his development from the first year to the fourth year was just incredible. So, yeah, it was special for those reasons.
Well, and you were talking about how you had great teammates, but also I can imagine that you had great opponents. What, in your opinion, what's the toughest opponent that you have ever got to play?
In college or in all ball?
In general, in all areas.
An impressive one for me in college, Derek White actually played Division II as well. So we played against each other a lot, especially in our first couple of years. And then he transferred and went to Division I and then NBA. And Derek White's development from year 1 to 2 was crazy. He was kind of just a little young kid in his first year and hadn't grown yet and hadn't developed. And then he came back after the summer and was a completely different person and player. And he was very, very good. I think it's hard to say. I think as a professional, Bryce Cotton for the Perth Wildcats has been so consistent. He's been MVP here. I don't know how many times. I think 4 out of the 5 years that he's been here, he's been MVP of the NBL. He sees every kind of defense thrown at him, and he still manages to score, and he still manages to find a way to win more often than not. So I think Bryce Cotton has to be up there.
Perfect. And well, we're going to the flash questions section. I'll tell you 10 questions and they have to be fast. You have to answer the first thing that comes to your mind. It doesn't matter if, for example, we had an interview today with a player from Argentina that recently went to the Uruguayan league. And we asked him what was his favorite food, and he was so under pressure that he said rice. So it doesn't have to be the right answer, it has to be an answer. Okay?
All right.
Okay. We'll go when you're ready.
Ready.
Favorite movie?
Oh, Shawshank Redemption.
Favorite TV show?
South Park.
Not including basketball, what's your favorite sport or the sport that you play the most?
AFL.
Teammate of the Australian national team you spend the most time with?
Nick Kay.
Favorite food?
Oh, pasta.
Best video game?
007 GoldenEye on Nintendo 64.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
One dream left to accomplish, non-basketball related.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
One dream to accomplish, non-basketball related.
Oh, retire.
And favorite artist?
Killswitch Engage.
And finally, best basketball shoes?
Or Kobe's, any low kind of Kobe's.
Yeah, they usually answer Kobe's. I think they're a good pair. That's basically it. If you want to mention something, you have this space. I know you have the Pinnacle basketball. So if you want to tell what's that, or
it's a Pinnacle is an academy that I started. It's not a specialist academy. It's open for all age groups and all talent levels. We just want more kids playing basketball, really. We want to teach a higher level of basketball, but the goal of ours is just to grow the game in Brisbane, which is where I grew up. So basketball is getting even more popular in Australia. It's always been popular, but I think the success of the national team has brought that along further.
Yes.
And so there's lots of kids that want to play basketball, and now we just want to help them play better. That's kind of what Pinnacle's about.
Perfect. That was it. But before you leave, can I ask you to say something in Spanish?
Or
try?
I'm not, mi español es muy malo.
Well, you only have to say this was Tiempo Fuera. Tiempo Fuera is the only thing in Spanish.
You want me to say that?
Yes.
This is Tiempo Fuera.
Well, thanks a lot, Mitch. Thanks for coming, and we hope to keep in touch.
No problem. Thank you.